So exactly, what is it that we do about it? Because we've spoken about joking about it, this uncomfortable joke, right? That is one of our mechanisms. Other sisters, according to my survey, they just remember that so many clues in Quran and Sunnah, right? Like if I declare a war against people who are an enemy to Muslims, that is in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's own words. So they holding to that. They holding to an idea that, well, they being nasty to me right now, but at least I am building up this path to Jannah. At least I'm ripping up the benefits of being oppressed. And my duas right now, they are at their peak. Right now, I have a chance to be heard. There is that beautiful quotation in Quran as well, isn't it? Saying that we've created you in different races, put you in different tribes, for one reason only, guys, and that was to recognize each other. And this is where you and we coming in, isn't it? As a therapist, it's like, how the hell are you expecting to know yourself without those differences? Otherwise, you are in your own source. Just like me, before converting into Islam, before migrating to England, I had no idea who I am, because I was just like everybody else. And then the story goes, but the best of you, the only difference that really matters, according to Quran, is what? Are those who are the most pious, those who are working on themselves, those who are doing tazkiyah, those who are doing tarbiyah, those who are getting closer to me. And I think this is that point, isn't it? We're going through life comparing ourselves to social, economics, to racial identities, and we're forgetting that underneath all of that thing is my soul, which is eternal and needs to go back there where it came from. That's where I'm coming from. I'm coming back. Don't worry, you as well, right?
Yeah.
So watch me there on the day of judgment. Do you know what I mean, Sister Georgina?
Gosh, and I find it so hard to stay in that zone.
Yep.
It's hard enough as an individual, but worshipper, striver, to try and stay day by day and live by that soul work, that heart work.
Yep.
But then we're pulled into these discussions, and it's very uncomfortable. And yeah, be uncomfortable, and we should be. And I can hear those voices, saying, well, so what, we go through this. Yeah, I get it, but that's not who I am. And and it's hard, isn't it? It is hard, and I'm not going to be a victim to it, though. I'm not going to be, but I certainly won't. I'm not going to sit back and say nothing either.
Yeah, you haven't sat down and done nothing about it. You've been here with us for quite a long time, longer than I expected.
What we need to do more, don't we? And also educate. I mean, one thing that Sister did say, which it's absolutely entitled to, and totally is read up and understand. And I'm not pretending to be an expert on, I'm not doing a PhD in sociology and race issues. I'm not. I'm a psychotherapist. Mine's on tazkiyah. I'm looking at, converts stuck in conflicting places and on their internal as well as their external. And we're talking about external here, but I know I'm looking at how it affects us as converts. So on the external, there's a lot of debate and a lot of shout and this, racism and Islamophobia and this and that and hijab and blah, blah, blah. But, what's happening on the internal while this discussion's going on? What's happening for us all? Where does it leave us? And I reflected on this week, and where does it leave me? And I oscillate from a place, and you saw it, Aisha, you saw it. I sent you a message about it. I oscillate from a place of feeling ashamed or guilty, judged wrong, invalidated. It's just why do we need validation? It's a horrible place to be, that in between, that impasse between yourself. And this is the heart work we're talking about, the tazkiyah, and it definitely highlights for me, like you say, yes, it's hard coming into this and experiencing for the first time some type of racism. I say some type, you see, I'm dismissing myself already, see, but racism. And it's very hard to stick with, well, how does that apply to me? Why has Allah put me here? Why what can I do about it? Why is it causing me an anxiety going to Tesco or wherever, and I've got my headscarf on like this. Why am I starting to, what's going on for me right now? How am I feeling? I'm feeling anxious. Why am I feeling anxious? Is it because I'm irritated by what the kids have said? No, it's not. It's because I'm perceiving racism that's about to happen. I'm perceiving someone staring or going to look at me in a funny way. Just that one look. Someone did it the other day. I've got so many tales. I was in the swimming pool because I thought I'm not going to be one of those who says no to the spa. I'm going and I'm wearing all my stuff. So I'm there in the swimming pool. The old ladies had just had swim aerobics or whatever it's called. I swim up on the side and I'm just taking a breather. Old lady comes up to me, stands there, she goes, "Is that your national dress?"
Love it.
Nah, what's my national dress?
Yes, and my national item. Yeah.
Basically, all I was wearing wasn't even a bikini. It was the long sleeve, rash vest, so like I'm going surfing, the long leggings, and I had a shower, not a shower cap, but you know what I mean, a swim cap with a pair of goggles. I don't like I was going deep sea diving. That was it. Is that my national dress? I said to her, yeah, every day, love. British wear. I thought, what are you talking about? I just went and swam off. I thought, oh, you should be quiet. Just laughed. But you know what I mean? It's everywhere.
No, there is too many. There is too many occasions like this. And I remember the moment I realized that it's not a joke. It's not a bed of roses here on the other side, meaning on the other side of Shahada. I've started greeting new reverts in a very specific way. And one of those sisters, she reminded me years later, and she goes, "You know what? I didn't like what you said to me." I said, "What did I say to you?" She goes, "The moment I converted in Islam, you came to me, you gave me a hug, you said, 'Congratulations, welcome in the club. It's not going to be easy journey. Fasten your seatbelts.'" I didn't like what you said. I said, but was I lying? She goes, "No, you were 100% right." Right. So again, me turning it into a joke, but growing thick skin, that was the effect of me. But I think the moment when I stopped caring was the moment when I gave up on nationalism. I've stopped referring to myself as a Polish woman of race or age or whatever, and I've started seeing myself as a Muslim. I've just went so deeply into spirituality that this is how I've decided to see myself and see others. And I was holding to Quran, and Quran talks about different types of people, and it never mentions about race and privileges and status. It talks about heart. It talks about different types of hearts, guys. So I've started recognizing people for the hearts that they have. And I've started feeling empathy, something that you've mentioned as well, because in the end of the day, we have to present those hearts in front of our creator, right?
Yeah.
So it hurts, but at the same time, I'm able to ignite in me, rekindle in me this empathy.
Absolutely.
But the journey is not easy because you half soul, half this human being. So you do struggle with this ego and this ex-white privileges you have, isn't it?
You do. And you see it, your struggle becomes visible. If I decide to use some swear language, is that me, using a bit of white privilege to say, hey, who do you think you're calling out? And I'll swear back. But also it does make me think, why did I use that language, and where's that come from, and what's going on there, and why was I so angry, and why did I feel the need, and actually that person's probably really shocked now and upset, and and at the end of the day, you're right, I have learned that my identity focuses on my heart. That's it. There's things about British culture I love, and I love being British. There's things about British culture which I despise, and it's an embarrassment. I'm in two places, I'm in between, and every other nationality and culture, there's beautiful things and there's not so beautiful things, and I don't even say sometimes I'm Muslim. I do say I'm Muslim, but do you know what I mean? It's this kind of like, I can't deal with what school of thought, or what kind of Muslim are you, sister? What do you mean, what kind of a Muslim am I? I don't understand that question. What does that mean? You want to see what NAFS level I'm at?
Yeah, nobody has that knowledge, isn't it? Nobody has that knowledge. It just, the story never ends. No. I think, but we need to end. Georgina, we really need to end. It's been an hour. And I think how we ending up is with the statement, look, The moment you are in the circle, you need to get along with the idea that you're going to be ghuraba. What is ghuraba? It's being estranged from this world. And sometimes this estrangement is also within your own new kind, because they don't need to get the Islam at the level that you got when you said Shahada. Can we finish at that?
Yeah, definitely. I feel a bit sad with that. I think there's a sadness twinge with that, isn't there? But also there's an invitation, isn't there? There's an invitation from Allah. There's a beauty in there. There's a sadness. There's a letting go. There's a death, isn't there? There's there's a loss. We're grieving. We're bereaving.
Our reality. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I think we just need to look after one another a lot more. Learn and grow from it. Empathy is the key word. We've got to learn from this. And see each other's hearts rather than write new welcome manuals for reverts, right? Rather than teaching them about pillars of Islam, teaching them a little bit more about self-esteem. Sometimes I don't feel like you can. If somebody was there on my first day of Shahada and said all this, I wouldn't have heard it. I wouldn't have heard it's going to be difficult, put your seatbelt on. I'd be like, what? What's she talking about? It's amazing. I've had this spiritual high. I'll be like, I remember that girl saying.
It took her time to come back to me, and she's a dear friend now. But yeah, she didn't like it. She didn't like it at the beginning. Georgina, it was wonderful to have you. We have so many comments, so many people. They just continue chatting, and I don't have time. I'm sorry, guys, to go there and actually check. But